On April 7, 2026, a Palm Beach County detective in Royal Palm Beach, Florida, opened a financial crime investigation. An Xfinity retail employee was accused of cloning an elderly customer's digital gift card and making unauthorized purchases.
And I said, oh, he says, do you have a digital wallet? I said, no, I don't have Apple Pay or any of that. So he helped me download this digital wallet.
Okay.
I said, thank you so much. You young people are so great with technology, blah, blah, blah. He did it 1, 2, 3. Yesterday morning, I was up on PGA and I go to Carmine's. And I spent $128. So I said, oh, I can use my gift card. Right? So I pull it up and I do the thing and the kid says, oh, it only took $104. I'm like, that's weird. All right. I paid him cash for the rest. I said, all right, I'll look at it. So I open the app when I get in the car. I look at the activity. And then I see Publix in Royal Palm. But the same thing. I wasn't in Publix. I haven't been in Publix in a week. I Google Publix store number 104. I go in, I talk to the manager, and I tell her this story. So she says, give me the amount, give me the last 4 digits of the card. Said if you pay it at the self-checkout, we have a video of him or her. Gives me the receipt. They have a picture of him.
Okay.
It's the kid who helped me.
Oh, okay.
And I racked my brain about this because he was a really nice kid, and part of me wanted to go in and say, well, I did go in to ask for him actually, and he wasn't working yesterday.
Okay.
And I was going to say to him, where are my roses?
Yes, I see he bought
3 dozen.
Yeah, 3 dozen of roses. Yeah. Okay.
His name is Tuesday. I asked him what his name was in the store. He said Tuesday. And then when I was leaving, he said, ask for me anytime. My first name is Jay. I'm Jay Tuesday.
That was the...
Today's the 25th, 23rd.
23rd. Okay, so that's when you
23rd.
did
And
see what happens. Okay. So on the 23rd, you went to Xfinity in Royal Palm Beach.
Paid for me to activate this card. I didn't want to do it in case it was a mistake. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, no, you can activate it. And I'm like, he's like, do you have a virtual wallet? I said, I don't know these virtual cards. And I said, no, like PayPal or Apple Pay. I said, no, I hate all of that. I'm old school. I like a card. And he grabbed my phone and helped me.
Okay, so he's the one that put it into your phone, and so he had access to all the numbers and everything. Did you ever hand him like a piece of paper that had all that information with the card number and all that stuff on it? Did he?
I showed him the email.
The email? Okay. Did he take a picture of the email with his phone, or?
No, but his phone was
next to it.
I gave him 2 options. I was going to say, your face is on video with Publix. You stole it from me. Give me back, but I want to talk to your mother. Option 2.
You press charges.
I go to the police. You lose your job, you get arrested, and it's a bad situation.
He's over here buying salad, Nerds clusters, and roses.
Roses. I hope they were for your mother and not a girl.
And Dove Sensitive Skin Bar.
Yeah.
1301 hours. I am at the South Stereo 7 Publix, and I'm here to obtain some surveillance video of a purchase made by an individual using fraudulent means. This is the footage I'm looking for. We have a black male with mid dreads, wearing black over black, making a purchase of 12 roses, looks like, using his phone, I guess paying for some items. It is alleged that this individual is using a card that was issued to the complainant / victim.
He ends up going out, getting a shopping cart, and then returning back to bag up his product.
He left it there?
So it's at he comes back, he grabs a shopping cart from the foyer area that's just below the scene, and then comes back, and then he goes back into the store. Went back into the aisle, I'm not sure what he did back on the aisle, but then he exited through the front door.
And this is a receipt of the transaction on that day. You never seen this individual here before?
Can't say that I have.
All right.
Yeah, can I talk to one of your managers? Yeah. Hi. Can we talk outside? The manager's out. We'll talk outside real quick. Okay.
John.
So, the reason why we're working outside, and just so you know, understanding my body cam is recording. Okay. Is because I'm working a fraud case involving your employees.
Okay.
One of which are working right now.
Okay.
But that's my presumption.
Okay.
I want to show you video, and if you can see if you can identify, because the victim is stating that this all works here. Well, the reports we're getting are your employees are taking these digital credit cards and they're cloning the cash cards to the personal card. They're cloning it and putting it on their phone.
Okay.
This is not the first occurrence. This is the second occurrence I'm aware of.
Okay.
I'm in charge of both cases.
Okay.
And I think both of these are working in here right now. You know who that is?
Yes.
Who is that?
Tuzi calls himself Tuzi.
Legal name is Jay?
Denton or something like that. I'm fairly new also.
And that's the taller one in the middle with the long hair?
Yes.
Who's the other black man on the far left with the shorter hair?
Mark.
Mark?
Yes.
You know his last name?
No, I have it on my phone.
And I had a question pertaining to the cell phones.
Yes.
Do you issue cell phones for the business to the employees?
To the employees, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or do they have any specific phone color cases that are on there?
Phone color cases, no.
Okay.
I mean, each one have their own personal phone. So I can confirm that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's using a red phone.
Yeah, that's
a red case, yeah. They're both working today.
Because the other case, they described the male being taller, short hair, stockier, younger, and that kind of similar fits his facial features.
Okay.
Who you labeled as Jay in the video, how confident are you that's him?
Did he use their code or?
I mean, that's the guy who's Tuzi. Yeah,
Tuzi?
that's him. 100%.
Okay.
Oh yeah. There's nobody else. I mean, I don't see his face right now.
I'll show you.
Yeah. What a day to be an acting manager.
Right?
Like,
man!
Oh wow.
So, don't discuss anything with your employees. Obviously, management, you're more than welcome to do whatever you do.
Yeah. Because
But
they
notifying the employees, that's a no-go, because it could get way worse for you guys.
Okay.
Not from me, and just saying it just in
Yeah,
general
absolutely.
speaking.
100%.
What he did in this scenario was they're assisting the customers with the bonus thing or something for signing up for whatever.
Yeah.
Do I have to go through a similar process?
Can you guys grab the manager one time, please?
Really good.
Jay, come here. You out. Oh. Put your hands on the back. Don't move, got it? I'll talk to you in a second. Palm to palm. I'd love to ask you some questions, but I gotta read your Miranda rights. Alright. You ever been read Miranda rights before? Have you ever been arrested before? Okay. Is this your backpack?
Yes, sir.
This is awesome.
Alright, is this okay before? Is this, like, could this be a mistake or is this?
No. So, alright, let's go up front. Anything else in your possession besides this? Yeah.
My car, can I give one of them my keys?
We'll do that in a second.
Florida Statute Section 817.61 criminalizes use of a credit card with intent to defraud. Where the value reaches $100 within 6 months, the offense becomes a third-degree felony, up to 5 years in prison. The Publix transaction alone exceeding that figure satisfied the felony threshold. Section 817.568 criminalizes the unauthorized fraudulent use of another person's personal identification information, including digital wallet credentials. The defendant's belief that the victim would not actually use the card does not negate intent. Under Florida case law, it confirms it. Handcuffs almost always establish custody, triggering Fifth Amendment protections against self-incrimination. Under Miranda versus Arizona, custodial interrogation requires advisement of the right to silence and the right to counsel. Any statement obtained without that advisement is presumptively inadmissible at trial under the exclusionary rule. The waiver standard drawn from Edwards versus Arizona requires that the waiver be knowing, intelligent, and voluntary. Compliance demands explicit advisement before any custodial questioning, followed by an affirmative on-camera waiver. Conversational tone and absence of coercion support voluntariness under Schneckloth versus Bustamante.
Mark. Okay. Put that in there for now. For this, we're going to kick the AC on for you, okay?
Okay.
So that's why he's
And then what about Mark?
Mark, I got to go talk to really quick because he wants me to give him the key to his car. So which one's Mark? The tall one?
The short.
The short one?
Yeah, I have a black man on board. Which one is this?
Which one? Oh, Mark. Here you go. Here's his key. You have your ID in here? I was going to put it down so I can give you his key. Okay. No, but he's just being arrested. Yeah, the reason I take get your information, like I said, he wants you to take custody of his key, so I just gotta show that I didn't keep it and I gave it to you. Now you're responsible. All right. Everything's good. Gave him the key back, so
Okay.
Mark has it.
Okay.
That's it for now.
Anything with Mark?
No, no,
Okay.
no, nothing. I don't even know if it's even him.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm not even sure yet.
Got it.
So I'm still working on that.
All right.
Just, but again, facial features, don't know. They just describe someone that looks very similar.
Oh.
Would not be fair to assume that it's him.
Right.
I don't know yet. But as of right now, this one.
Understood.
All right.
Okay.
Questions?
No, I think I have your card, so.
Yep, card's there.
So I'm Detective Smith, all right? With those rights in mind, you want to talk to me? Come on, I want to explain the case.
Can I hear without even saying anything, or I don't know what it's...
That's fine. So it's involving the gift cards from customers.
Okay.
Cloning them onto your phone.
Code to my phone.
Yes. So if you put your phone and you enter the gift card into your phone and the customer's phone, you have a copy of their phone. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. You went to Publix. Made that purchase.
Okay.
With the digital gift card. With the same phone in your possession.
Okay.
It's the same phone that was used for the customer's transaction.
Okay.
Okay. Why are you guys doing this? Because she's very upset. She's an old lady.
It was... Again?
I said you took advantage of the situation. Okay. What happened? This lady went out to dinner with her friends and she tried to pay. She couldn't pay because you went shopping. Who are the flowers for?
My girlfriend.
Okay. How long you guys been together?
6 months, 7 months now.
So new. Okay. How long you been working at Xfinity?
Not that long.
Okay. The problem is when it's fraud, it's theft. Okay. It's taking someone's gift card that's been given to them, and then you're copying it to your phone. Is that gift card still attached to your phone? Because I'm going to take your phone.
No.
When
No,
was it
I
deleted? Okay.
Same
When was
day.
the same
I
day?
literally regretted doing that. So I don't know why. It was stupid.
Under Kimo versus California, the Fourth Amendment permits seizure of the phone incident to arrest, but searching its contents requires a warrant. The Supreme Court made this rule explicit in Riley versus California, recognizing that modern phones contain the privacies of life. Announcing only that the phone would be taken without searching its contents on scene conforms to proper procedure pending a warrant. A separate Fourth Amendment question arose with a second employee fitting a similar description from another complaint. Probable cause must be individualized to a particular person. Mere similarity in physical description without more does not satisfy the standard. This is the doctrine from Terry versus Ohio, codified in Florida Statute Section 901.151. An arrest without that individualized basis risks evidence suppression and a federal civil rights claim against the officer and the department. The deletion of the cloned card may be analyzed as both consciousness of guilt and potential evidence tampering under Florida law.
How much money, there's personal questions. How much money you make per hour there?
Well, it's not, it's commission based, so I could get like 2,000, 3,000. So we get paid like 1,000 every 2 weeks, and then at the end of the month we have a big check. So
Okay.
it's pretty good money.
Okay.
But it's not even, so I lose my job over this?
You could. It's up to Xfinity how that works. That's out of my control. You got to keep in mind, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, there is cameras. You were there, you made the transaction, and then is that red, or bright orange red phone, is that yours or the business?
No, that's mine.
That's yours, okay.
So where does this lead me to, like...
Have you ever, and like you said, you've never been arrested before?
It's so, like... This is so dumb. Because it's like, it's not even worth it. Like,
It's not. No, it's really, really not, because you make really good money, and especially for your age, because see, there's the phone in your hand, and you pay right there. Tap to pay. Now's your opportunity. Have you ever had this happen before?
No.
Or is this your first time?
Who else
inside the building is doing it?
There was no one. It was honestly just like honestly, they just didn't think the lady was because there's like half of the people, customers, I really just didn't think she was gonna use it. That's all it was, and it was stupid. It wasn't even. It wasn't worth it at all.
Okay.
It wasn't needed. It wasn't.
No. Who else inside the building is doing this? Because I know it's not you. I know it's not just you.
So.
And I know this answer.
I can't. I wouldn't tell you. So it literally was a lady came in. She wanted. I helped her with her thing. That's all there was to it. She helped me.
She was very nice that you were helping her too.
I was helping her. I really didn't, because half customers don't even use any. I really just didn't think she was gonna use it. So it's really just like, if she's not gonna use it, why not? That's all there was to it. But I can't even say this other people. It was literally just of me trying to take advantage of opportunity.
Okay.
It wasn't like because that's the first time that even ever happened to me. Like she just came in and I helped her set it up.
Okay. So I spoke to her and I told her kind of what's going on, and she was a really nice lady and she was very upset.
I'm sorry.
She was actually crying on the phone because she didn't want it to be you, because how you treated her and you were so nice to her. You helped her do her phone. You helped her set up. She said you were very polite. She described you to a T. And then so I was like, yeah, unfortunately, you're an adult, so you go to the main jail.
Get charged as this? I have to.
Yes, you're going to be charged for credit card fraud. Not the end of the world. I'm not downplaying it. But there's things that the state attorney can do with you. That's between you and the state attorney. Yes.
You think?
Yep. If you had the option, what would you do? Would you try to pay her back?
Yes. Anything that helps.
It's just a question this time.
I have these customers like so old and just. I didn't. If I like, it's not even that. I'm not gonna say like that. Like I'm justifying what I did, but if it was me not thinking she was really gonna use it, I was gonna use it. I really just. I swear I just didn't think she was gonna use the thing. So I was just.
She ended up being in the area, and that. I think the day or the next day or something, she tried to use it and the card got declined. Only some of it went through. So that's where she was shocked, and should be a bond.
So realistically, like just off of what you, like future, I'm still in school and it was just like jobs and everything. Like, does that pop?
It will pop
fraud
up.
is the worst thing.
Here's the thing too. The state attorney can do a whole bunch of stuff with the ending prosecution side, but my suggestion to you is don't ever do this again.
It never happened.
Every credit card, gift card, everything's tracked. Everything's tracked. Okay. There's cameras everywhere, and as you see, here we are. If you know anyone inside of Xfinity that's doing this, this is their outcome.
So they're gonna take me a mugshot picture. Oh my gosh, bro! What the hell?
Detective Smith earns an A- for disciplined probable cause analysis textbook Miranda procedure and exemplary restraint regarding the second employee. The deduction reflects only that the full Miranda recitation itself was not clearly captured on the audio record. J. Denison earns a D for committing a felony against an elderly victim using his employer's authorized access, then destroying digital evidence. The grade was mitigated by full compliance, honest engagement after Miranda, and acceptance of responsibility factors that likely supported diversion. The case resolved through pretrial intervention under Florida Statutes Section 948.08 requiring restitution and a 4-hour theft abatement course. 3 lessons emerge. For consumers, never let a retail employee physically handle your phone during digital wallet setup. Observe and tap the inputs yourself. For employees in customer data positions, every digital wallet transaction generates a forensic trail and every retail floor is on camera. Theft is in practical terms traceable. For investigators, corroboration before contact, individualized probable cause on-camera narration of property transfers, and disciplined Miranda procedure remain foundational. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our channel for even more police interaction and courtroom content.